France's Le Pen says Crimea has nothing to do with conflict in Ukraine. Marine Le Pen underlined that she views Crimea to be a part of Russia. Crimea is an inseparable part of Russia and has nothing to do with today's conflict in Ukraine, Marine Le Pen, the leader of the parliamentary faction of the National Rally Party, told France Info Radio on Thursday. Crimea has nothing to do with the conflict in Ukraine, she maintained. Residents in Crimea decided to join Russia. This position was also shared by former French presidents Nicolas Sarkozy and Valéry Giscard d'Estaing, and I stand with them, too, that this issue has nothing to do with today's conflict in Ukraine, emphasized Le Pen, who was incumbent French leader Emmanuel Macron's main rival in the presidential election in 2017 as well as last year. According to the parliamentarian, the conflict in Ukraine is related to the Minsk agreements, which do not concern Crimea. Le Pen underlined that she views Crimea to be a part of Russia. I have been saying this for 10 years already, and I have not changed my mind, the far-right politician said. She insists that the Donbass issue should be central at talks to resolve the conflict in Ukraine. Taking questions from members of the lower chamber of the French Parliament, the National Assembly, in late May, Le Pen said she considers Crimea a legitimate Russian territory. The politician said she had her own impressions from her trips to the peninsula, where she talked to Crimean residents and could see for herself that they are more inclined towards Russia. Crimea was transferred to the Ukrainian Soviet Socialist Republic in 1954 at the initiative of Soviet leader Nikita Khrushchev. After a coup in Ukraine in February 2014, the governments of Crimea and Sevastopol held a referendum on the peninsula's reunification with Russia. The overwhelming majority of voters supported reunification, 96.7% in the Republic of Crimea and 95.6% in the city of Sevastopol, respectively, with turnout reaching 80%. Despite the convincing results of the referendum, Kiev and the EU have refused to recognize Crimea as being part of Russia.